Every corner, every shelf, and every detail has a past and a purpose. If you've ever wandered through a flea market wondering how to turn old treasures into meaningful home decor, you're in for a treat. We're taking you on a full thrifted home decor tour, where each space is styled with love, layered with history, and thoughtfully designed using vintage and antique pieces. Welcome to Vintage Home TV, your cozy space for antique treasures, vintage charm, and timeless home decor inspiration to bring elegance and history into your home. From the warmth of reclaimed wood to the charm of time-worn textiles, this home is a masterclass in how to blend sustainability with timeless elegance. Whether you're a design junkie, a DIY thrifter, or someone simply curious about giving your space more soul, this is your kind of inspiration. So grab a cup of coffee, get cozy, and let's walk through a house that proves beauty doesn't have to be brand new. Discover how each room uses antique charm and vintage personality to turn sustainable design into something truly special. This isn't just about decorating, this is about curating a life filled with pieces that matter. Entryway with Antique Flair. Start your home decor journey with a beautifully designed entryway that combines charm and practicality. Use an antique console table as the centerpiece, paired with a decorative vintage mirror to reflect light and add depth. Incorporate baskets or woven crates underneath for discreet storage of shoes or scarves. Hang thrifted iron hooks or wall-mounted hangers to organize coats and bags. This setup doesn't just greet guests with style, it instantly establishes the tone for a sustainably styled, personality-driven home. Entryway with vintage and antique home decor. Lighting can make or break your design. In the entryway, integrate a mix of old and new by placing an antique pendant light above or opting for vintage-inspired wall sconces. Pair these with modern LED bulbs to preserve efficiency without sacrificing aesthetics. This blend of antique home decor and updated architectural lighting keeps the space warm, welcoming, and practical while maintaining energy-conscious design choices. Simple vintage living room ideas. Create a living room that invites relaxation and storytelling by mixing furniture styles. Start with a plush vintage sofa, perhaps velvet or tufted, and surround it with mid-century armchairs or antique wooden side chairs. Anchor the arrangement with a reclaimed wood coffee table and balance textures with throws, layered rugs, and cushions in earthy tones. This method embraces vintage and antique home decor in a way that feels intentional, not cluttered. Modern style in your living room. Think beyond aesthetics. Arrange furniture to encourage natural conversation flow. Use vintage pieces like an antique steamer trunk for both a coffee table and extra storage. Keep pathways open and group seating to create zones within the room. Spatial functionality is at the heart of good design, and using thrifted or vintage furniture ensures your layout is both eco-friendly and timelessly stylish. Dining room with vintage and antique finds. Bring the past to your present-day meals with a dining room rooted in vintage charm. Choose an antique farmhouse table, preferably one with a well-worn patina, as your focal point. Surround it with a mix of spindleback and ladderback vintage chairs for an effortless collected look. Complete the scene with an antique hutch or buffet to display your favorite dishware, blending everyday functionality with stunning home decor appeal. Vintage dining space on a budget. Swap closed cabinetry for open shelves crafted from salvaged wood. Use these to proudly display vintage ceramics, antique pitchers, and colorful glassware. To avoid visual clutter, stick to a consistent color scheme or material theme. Open shelving not only enhances storage but also allows your thrifted treasures to shine as part of your home decor narrative. Vintage-inspired cooking space. Vintage kitchens can be beautiful and efficient. Start by integrating thrifted enamelware, antique spice racks, or a vintage bread box. Open shelving, metal baskets, and pegboards help organize tools while allowing you to display antique items. Add a vintage-style SMEG fridge or stove that brings in the retro look with 21st-century performance, making your kitchen a space where style and function coexist. Antique charm to your kitchen with thrifted decor. Turn a vintage dresser, butcher block, or workbench into a kitchen island. Just refinish the surface and add durable sealants for functionality. Antique hutches and pie safes also work beautifully as pantry storage, and their unique patinas elevate your kitchen's overall charm. These choices highlight how antique furniture enhances both the look and efficiency of your cooking space. Bedroom with vintage and antique style. Turn your bedroom into a warm, restful escape by layering vintage quilts, lace-trimmed sheets, and crocheted throws. Opt for a wrought iron or carved wooden bed frame to enhance the antique feel. Use muted colors with a few bold accent pillows for depth. Layered bedding not only enhances comfort but also gives a nod to nostalgic, heritage-rich home decor. Vintage touches to your bedroom decor. Look for a vintage armoire or a compact antique vanity to add storage and beauty to your bedroom. These pieces often feature craftsmanship and materials that are hard to find in modern builds. Position them strategically to balance the space, perhaps across from the bed or beside a reading chair, ensuring your room is equally cozy and functional. bathroom feel special with antique home decor. An easy way to transform your bathroom is by repurposing an antique dresser into a vanity. Add a vessel sink on top, cut out space for plumbing, and finish with moisture-resistant lacquer. Retain the original drawer faces for aesthetic charm, but consider modifying the interiors for modern storage needs. This fusion of old and new supports both sustainability and high-end bathroom style. Easy vintage bathroom styling. Find a gilded or carved vintage mirror from a local thrift shop or estate sale and center it above your sink. Contrast it with geometric or matte finish tiles to reflect current architectural trends. The juxtaposition of materials keeps your bathroom grounded in both past and present, adding personality and polished sophistication. Vintage finds as stylish home decor. Gallery walls are an excellent way to display collections of vintage artwork or family heirlooms. Mix ornate antique frames with thrifted finds in varying shapes and sizes, but keep to one metal or wood tone for harmony. Curate black and white photos, botanical prints, or handwritten letters to tell your story visually through home decor. Designing vignettes with architectural salvage. Use small architectural salvage pieces like antique corbels, reclaimed trim, or vintage doors as decorative backdrops. Lean a weathered shutter in a corner, or hang salvaged window panes on the wall. These unique pieces give texture and context to otherwise plain areas, showcasing how to make interior design elements deeply personal. Outdoor living with vintage vibes. Extend your vintage design to your backyard or balcony. Choose metal patio furniture with scroll details or aged patina, and pair with weatherproof cushions in botanical prints. Antique planters, enamel basins, and vintage garden statues can all add charm. Use thrifted rugs and solar lanterns to complete the look while keeping the space green and gorgeous. Antique finds for stylish patios. Set up a vintage outdoor dining space with a reclaimed wood table and mismatched chairs for an eclectic, cottagecore look. Use linen table runners, antique serveware, and glass jars as candle holders. Layout should allow for easy circulation while making use of shade, ensuring the design is as functional as it is beautiful. Design ideas for small or multi-use rooms. A home office doesn't have to be sterile. Opt for a vintage writing desk or library table with ornate legs and pair it with a supportive, refurbished antique chair. Include floating shelves made from reclaimed wood to house books, decor, and vintage accessories. Proper lighting and smart furniture placement can make even small rooms efficient and stylish. Smart vintage design ideas. Small spaces thrive when you choose furniture that multitasks. Consider an antique secretary desk that folds away when not in use, or a vintage steamer trunk that serves as both coffee table and storage. These items are not only functional, they tell stories, bring character, and highlight sustainable home decor choices. Vintage and modern home decor. Mixing antique and modern decor successfully lies in balance. Stick to a cohesive color palette, neutrals with accents in navy, mustard, or forest green, and repeat materials like brass, wood, or rattan throughout your rooms. This visual continuity makes even the most eclectic collection of thrifted and vintage pieces feel curated, not chaotic. Tips using antique and thrifted pieces. Always start with a hero piece, an antique cabinet, a vintage chandelier, or a dramatic mirror, and build your room around it. Rotate smaller items seasonally to keep your look fresh. The beauty of thrifted home decor is in its flexibility, affordability, and sustainability, proving that design doesn't have to be expensive to be extraordinary. And that's the magic of sustainable styling, where home decor becomes a collection of memories, and vintage and antique pieces breathe new life into everyday living. We've seen how intentional design choices can transform each room into a personal, eco-conscious work of art. If this thrifted home decor tour sparked ideas, inspired your creativity, or gave you a new appreciation for what's possible with secondhand treasures, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Vintage Home TV, and share it with someone who loves timeless design as much as you do. This community is all about celebrating originality, sustainability, and the joy of storytelling through design. We're just getting started, so stay tuned for more home tours, style tips, and inspiration right here on Vintage Home TV.